Incidents on Wednesday, the Utah Jazz announced they had ejected and banned 3 fans for a verbal altercation during Game 2. Ja Morant responded to the news, tweeting, quote, "My family should be able to cheer for me and my teammates without getting inappropriate bleep said to them." It was later revealed that one of the fans made racist remarks to Ja's dad and another made a sexually explicit remark to his mom. What are we doing here? This is horrible. Shannon, what is your reaction?
Skip, this is a great job by the Jazz.
Yeah.
Skip, there's really nothing you
Good
can
point.
do. There's really, I mean, look, you get wind of this, you take action, and that's it. Because at the end of the day, you know, you open it like, hey, come have a good time, and there's going to be some that ruin the entertainment for a lot of other people, and then everybody gets lumped in. But I was glad the Jazz took the course of action that they took, and I would like to see Skip it go even further. You know what? Since y'all want to act like a jackass in Utah, you can't go nowhere to any game, no NBA game. Skip, if I can get my license suspended in Georgia, I can't come to California and get a license. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So if you go to Utah, you acting a fool and getting thrown out of a game, you shouldn't be able to go to the Madison Square Garden, a Staples Center, because your behavior warrants that kind of treatment.
Yeah.
Man, what? Y'all gonna talk to this man? Y'all gonna talk to the man's wife? Y'all gonna talk to somebody's mom like that? But Skip, this is, you know where this started from? This started when they first integrated, and Jackie Robinson had to go through it, a lot of the black players had to go through it, where they would say anything, and they just kept it going. And I know it's not the 60s, but guess what? You still keep some of that same behavior going in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and here we are in 2021. And you're still doing this bull job. Why? You can heckle, you can like, boo, I think his name is T. Morant. I think that's his dad's name.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
T, your son terrible. Your son ain't he ain't even a top 10 point guard. What, Donovan Mitchell better than he is.
Okay.
You want to do all that heckling and trash talking? Go back.
That's the point he made. There's good heckling, and he said a lot of them were good-natured.
Yes.
He said, I felt a lot of love from a lot of the Jazz fans, but there were 3 that they felt some hate from.
Yeah, and I'm like, come on, people. Well, no, you know what? I've been done saying we better than that, because no, we're not. Because that's not what I'm starting to see, that we're better than that. We just hope.
Yeah.
We're better than that, Skip. But like I said, Skip, I just don't really know what else a team can do. You say, okay, get more security. I mean, now, you know, it's almost like the viewing experience, because you got security everywhere, and I'm trying to, the security right there, and I'm trying to watch the game, and I'm dodging like I'm at a tennis match, my head going back and forth, because security is all right there.
I told you, you need to station a security person above the tunnel to protect during the game.
Right.
Well, that's going to get in somebody's way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So for me, Skip, I'm glad they did it. I mean, some fans just, they don't view, the way they look at it, Skip, if you make millions and millions of dollars, I should be able to say and do whatever I want, and because you make millions, you should be accepting. I see people on my timeline, well, if somebody paid me that kind of money, you can dump popcorn on me. Because see, Skip, here's the thing with disrespect. It starts out as maybe a little disrespect, something said, a little snide remark, and then it goes over and over and over, because once someone finds out they can disrespect you, they won't just stop at that little slight. It's popcorn this time, next time it's a beer. Next time it's something else. You see? So that's why you got to nip all disrespect in the bud. But I'm glad Utah, and I don't know, Skip, it's been happening a lot in Utah lately. You know, Russell had some incidents in Utah, and now
March of 2019.
Right. And this situation. So I just don't really know what else the NBA can do. I'm just glad the Jazz took quick and appropriate action, and hopefully fans like, you know what, this is getting out of hand. I don't want to be that person.
So, thank you for everything you just said. There were 3 separate incidents, 3 different comments made to Mr. and Mrs. Morant. Mm-hmm. And speaking of the Jackie Robinson era, the one racist comment was so bad, it was straight out of the Jackie Robinson era to me. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to read it because I can't even say it. You can call it up and read it yourself.
Right.
But it just turns my stomach that somebody in 2021 is capable in public of saying that to a black man and woman. Mm-hmm. Really? That was the one that got me. Another fan made a sexually explicit remark to the wife, and then a third fan told the wife, shut the F up, B. Okay? I can sort of get like, I can barely live with those. They got to be banned for them. I got it. But the racist one is so racist. And it reminded me, and I looked it back up, what was Russell's issue with a man and his wife back in 2019 at a midseason game, a March game, I guess it was. Russell said, a young man and his wife in the stands told me to get down on my knees, quote, like you used to. And they were banned. Good for the Jazz.
Right.
And the Jazz stepped right up after the game, and the owner, Ryan Smith, said he was embarrassed and very sorry. Okay? And guess who is now a minority owner in Utah?
D-Wade.
D-Wade. And I would like to hear from Dwayne on this at some point today, just to get him on the record, because it would help.
Right.
Because that franchise has a reputation sort of like the Celtics franchise when it comes to this. So we'll talk about that here in just a minute, about what Kyrie's about to experience tonight in Boston. But the point is, yes, good for the Jazz, because they stepped right up and they said no, no, and no.
Right.
And yet, Mr. Morant made the point, I felt so much love from everybody around him, and they were having good nature, trash talk.
And he said, one of the fans said, we hope we see you next week. You come back. He said, you know I'll be back, but we'll be up 3-1 when I come back.
Okay. So just for context, I always tell friends of mine who want to go on the road with the Cowboys, let's say, to Philadelphia, let's say. They want to take a trip, or to New York. I say, you just have to be careful, because if you put those colors on, that metallic blue one, and you go to Philly, or obviously in New Jersey, or for that matter, to Washington, you better be ready for it, because you're going to get an earful. And if they get a snootful, as they say, you better be careful when you leave, because it can lead to some bloodshed.
And guess what happens, Skip? They're there early. They're tailgating.
That's what I'm saying.
You ain't just drinking water. You don't go to tailgate to drink water. So you feeling good. Now my team win. My team beats your team. And I'm talking, well, we beat the brakes off your sorry Cowboy. Or it was bad in Oakland. And I would never let any of my family or friends come to Oakland, because I already know how I was going to be, Skip.
I've been there in Oakland. It is.
Yes. So I was like, nah, don't worry about it. So, and that's Skip, I just don't get people now. I really don't.
My point is, in context, even the Morants have to be a little careful. They better kind of keep it above board, because emotions are running hot and high.
Skip, I mean, his dad probably my age. He probably that, boy, my boy killing. My boy cooking y'all. Y'all ain't got nobody can do anything with my boy. You know, he having a good time. Like, she's like, look at my baby. That's my baby.
And a lot of them are giving it back to him in that same vein.
Oh, look at Donovan. Donovan doing that. And you going to talk about F-U-B?
Huh?
Oh, that's why. See, Skip, you're right. That's why you don't go and get, But even if, Skip, you think about the seats, what those seats cost at Madison Square Garden, where that gentleman was sitting. You're probably talking about what, $7 to $10 grand? And somebody in a $7,000 to $10,000 seat, spit at somebody. Let that sink in for a second. You would think, well, first of all, a common courtesy and decency say you wouldn't spit in someone's direction or try to spit on someone. But he's sitting in those seats, and that's what he's thinking. And in Utah, look, I'm just glad Utah took the course of action. It was swift. It wasn't talking about we need to do some investigation to try to stall it out and hope it blows over, and then you forget about it. They says, no, these are the steps that we took, and in any future some fan gets unruly, this is what's going to happen. So I commend the Utah Jazz. The NBA issued a statement. Yeah, NBA, you're going to have to, because, I mean, the fans are, to the line, and now you're going over the line. And there's only so much a person can take before they like, okay. I saw a clip last night where Vernon Maxwell actually went up in the stand.
I know that clip.
and fired on somebody. And you Skip, you don't want that. But fans, come on. Cheer your team on. But keep it above the belt.
Hey, so on the same night, we had 3 separate incidents: Philly, New York, Utah, Salt Lake City. And it hurts the reputation of the NBA, except for the fact that they jumped all over this, and we got banishment in all 3 cities. So at least we're moving in the right direction. for the wrong reason.
Right. But I don't know what else the NBA can do. I don't know what, Skip, I don't know what. It's kind of like laws, Skip. We can put laws on the book, but people still gonna break the law. You just make sure you punish them.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. In a situation like this, NBA says, okay, we're gonna have strict to protect the players, the arenas and the Jazz. Each team says, okay, this is what we're gonna do. But you know, you still gonna get somebody that's want a buck to say, guess what I did? I dumped my water. I dumped my whole beer on somebody. Or I did this, or I called him that. That's their badge of courage.
Well, here's hoping we don't have another one of these the rest of these playoffs anyway. At least some message has been sent, but you're right, we probably will somewhere.
Yes.
Well, interesting, Skip, to wrap this up. D-Wade did tweet out last night a little bit about